Let's review Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and The Secret Hideout, developed by Gust in 2019. I'll be looking at the Nintendo Switch port. Atelier Ryza marks an important evolution for the series. The visuals, story flow, 3D models, environments, and lighting all receive a big upgrade, giving the game a fresh identity while still feeling like Atelier at its core. You'll play as Ryza, an adventurous tomboy who refuses to settle for life as a farmer like her dad. Alongside her childhood friends, Lent, the aspiring warrior, and Tao, the bookist scholar in training, they explore mysterious ruins on their island, uncovering secrets hidden in its history. Ryza herself feels like a breath of fresh air compared to past Atelier protagonists. Instead of the typical frilly, dainty alchemist, Ryza looks energetic, grounded, and ready for adventure. And speaking of adventure, this game leans hard into it. For a series known for alchemy, Ryza flips the formula by making alchemy secondary to exploring the world. In fact, you wouldn't even hear much about alchemy for the first hour of gameplay. Thankfully, the world is worth exploring. The starting town alone kept me busy for nearly 45 minutes just wandering around. It's huge, full of detail, and populated with NPCs who actually look like they're living their lives instead of standing still. Gathering materials feels more immersive too. In older games, resources were just shiny spots on the ground. Here, gathering points naturally blend into the environment. Each location feels like a believable ecosystem. Instead of a stereotypical lava stage or ice stage, you get areas that make sense geographically and culturally, complete with monsters and landmarks that tell stories of the land's past. It makes unusual or fantastical locations stand out even more. The lighting system ties it all together. In previous entries, the world looks hand-painted and cartoony. In Atelier Ryza, the lighting system is so much more realistic, bathing the entire scene in a more uniform shade of whatever the lighting is. This means that there are fewer saturated colors and more blending of color tones, creating a more believable, down-to-earth image. Atelier Ryza and Atelier Lydie are games released only 2 years apart on the Nintendo Switch, and yet Atelier Ryza rendering looks like a full generation ahead. Storytelling also got a facelift. Instead of goofy, trope-heavy antics, Atelier Ryza keeps things grounded with characters who feel more realistic and mature. Objectives are always clear, and subquests often come with meaningful backstories, usually involving people close to Ryza. Fast travel is a very handy feature. Press the select button at any point to open a map, and go anywhere you have visited before. There's no time limit to complete the story. Gathering in Atelier Ryza will yield different materials depending on how you harvest it. For example, if you cut a tree with an axe, you will get lumber. If you smash it with a hammer, you will get wood chips. If you hit it with a staff, you will get fruits, beehives, and uni. Experimenting with different tools is part of the fun. Combat uses an active time battle system. Characters act as their icons reach the bottom of the timeline, but the twist is that the battle keeps moving while you're making choices. You only control one character at a time, though you can switch on the fly, and even adjust AI strategies mid-battle. Normal attacks generate AP, which the party shares. Spend AP on skills, or cash out the entire bar to raise your tactic level, allowing for more normal attacks per turn and, by extension, faster AP generation. It's a satisfying loop that keeps combat active and strategic. Your allies will also call out requests mid-battle, like asking for a heal or a damage skill. Fulfilling these requests let them fire off big attacks for free, rewarding teamwork. Items play a huge role, but they're limited by CC points. Stronger items cost more CC, so you can't just spam them endlessly. To refill, you need to head back to base or sacrifice items mid-dungeon, adding another layer of decision-making. Of course, most of the items come from crafting. The alchemy system here is node-based. Each node unlocks new stats, traits, or even recipes. Recipe progression feels smoother than in older games since most new ones directly comes from crafting nodes rather than hidden requirements. Every 10 alchemy levels, you can add another ingredient to recipes, which helps you reach deeper nodes. This makes progression feel steady and rewarding. One big change is a simplified trait system. You can't fuse traits into stronger ones anymore. Some longtime fans might miss the depth, but the system is now easier to understand and less overwhelming for newcomers. Crafting is also more forgiving. You can rebuild, enchant, or reforge items later, meaning you don't need a perfect craft on the first try. It's a flexible system that rewards long-term planning. All in all, Atelier Ryza is a refreshing step forward for the series. While I still love the charm of older entries like Atelier Tutori, Atelier Ryza's mix of believable environments, grounded characters, and flexible systems make it one of the most accessible and compelling Atelier games. It doesn't have any glaring weaknesses, but it also doesn't push any single feature to masterpiece levels. Dadozy Gaming rates Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and the Secret Hideout a solid 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!